Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. In the middle of the intro, come here, come inside. Get this guy in here. We got the greatest co-host of all time. He's just in a phenomenal mood. He just hit a nice little lick on the new UFC cards.
Yeah.
He got himself a beauty. And we got the one and only, the greatest co-host of all time, not to be confused with TJ Dillashaw, Rampage Jaxxon. Ladies and gentlemen, Rampage Jaxxon. Quentin, nice to have you in here before 10 a.m.
All right.
It's always good when Q can wake up early.
Wow.
And we got the former Strike Force, former UFC Bantamweight champion, a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the intro. Miesha Tate!
I'm fanboying. I want you to sign it.
Oh, let's go.
I'm fanboying.
I'm fanboying.
Oh, the Queen of Hearts. That's cool.
That's cool. You never seen that one? It's yours. I was going to give it to you anyway.
You were?
Yeah, it is yours.
Okay.
I heard it's worth money.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's the most expensive one.
That's the most expensive one in this pack that I got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Why you worth all this money and the Queen of Hearts? What's up with that? What that mean?
That's what I'm wondering. I thought that was reserved for like Shayna Baszler. Remember that? You know, Queen of Hearts. She'd give everybody a card when she would fight. She's part of the 4 Horsewomen now. She was on the Ultimate Fighter. It's a Ronda Rousey team. She went into the WWE for a little bit.
She used to give you a card before she fought you?
Yeah, she'd always like give people a Queen of Hearts. That was like her thing. She was Queen of Hearts.
And she wanted to be Ronda Rousey?
Well, she never fought Ronda, but she was on that season of the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then she would. Anyways.
Yeah, that's yours.
Thanks.
So what'd you do? You just went to the store, you bought a bunch of cards?
No, I went to the UFC gym in Marietta, and some guys from that company they did an unboxing or something.
That's big now.
Yeah.
These are going crazy.
Opening. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Rampage's favorite card, Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of
that one right there.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Khalil Roundtree.
Did they have these UFC cards when you were fighting?
No.
For real? Or are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm a big fan of Khalil Roundtree.
For real?
This guy, he's like one of the, coolest, most down to earth people.
I like him.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
I could just never tell if you're saying something serious or you're saying something sarcastic, though. That's the thing. I'm just saying.
Off the break, Miesha Tate.
Wow.
10-8
I
round.
had to double check on that one.
10-8 round. I love that.
Yeah, I joke around a lot, but
You do.
yeah.
I like it. I don't got a problem with that. I just got to make sure I understand it right. Sometimes it's like,
Yeah. I think most people are starting to realize that it's like they got to understand your joke first because then it just flies right over.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't know when I'm joking.
Yeah, because
I do it with a straight face.
You do the same delivery either way, whether you're serious or joking. But that's what's funny about it. Then finally you get it like, oh.
Yeah, that's my thing. I can say some outlandish things and
Yep.
Yeah.
Straight face.
Straight face.
Yep.
Have you ever seen him stream?
No.
Don't watch
No.
that. Brain
No.
rot.
If you're ever like, bored, maybe you're just chilling at home and you want something fun to do, you just watch Rampage stream. He jumps in his pool with his pants on, brings a bunch of his boys in there, and they just talk.
That's not true.
It's like the good old boys club in Rampage's pool.
True.
Yeah,
That's not
no, it's true. We could pull up clips, but we'll do that later.
Okay. Now I got to see this.
No, my God.
You didn't jump in the pool with.
No, not my pants on.
Oh, okay.
And I don't be in the pool with a bunch of dudes.
Okay.
You do whatever you want to do. We ain't here to judge. You just heard her. She's just trying to always figure out if it's real or not.
So what have you been up to? How's everything going?
That's good. I was the last time we saw each other was in
Nashville, wasn't it?
Nashville, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And
Me,
then
you,
it
and
was-
BJ.
Yeah.
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 BJ Penn?
Yeah, me, her, and BJ
Yeah.
Penn. We did an autograph signing at the UFC. They had, was it a grand opening or something?
Yeah, it was a grand opening out there.
Yeah.
They used to pay you guys just to travel around to all the UFC gym grand openings?
Well, no, I didn't do it. I don't think I got paid. I didn't get paid. I'm friends with the CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just a cool guy.
Adam.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah, they put
Yeah.
the F3 drink in the UFC gym, so I was like, yeah, I go and do some signings for you sometime.
No, I remember because the drinks were up on the table where we were signing, and we got like a little bit through, and you're like, "Wait a minute, that's rude," and you're like, you took all the drinks down because you were like, you didn't want like us to feel like we had to like.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Damn, that's
It was
nice
like,
of you.
it was nice.
Yeah.
I was like, man, he's a nice dude. I don't care what everybody else says to you. You know the first.
Oh my God.
Well, some other, but the first time that I met you, we were in Oklahoma, and I wasn't fighting in the UFC yet. I don't think even women were in the UFC, and we were at a fast food place for whatever reason. I don't know.
Did I hit on you?
No, you didn't hit on me. I actually came up to you, and I was like, hey. And I shouldn't have done this. This was asshole me. I was like, I don't want to bother you, but I just wanted to say hi. And you're like, yeah, don't bother me while I'm eating. That's
Yeah.
what you said. But that's fair.
But was I joking? Was I joking? I never said it
I
to
don't
girls.
know because
Yeah.
you was
Probably
exactly
not.
the same.
Was he eating a Junior Whopper?
I don't remember. No, I think it was like
Maybe
some,
a Big
some-
Mac. Yeah.
some-
But
Chicken
but
burger
was
or
I nice
something.
after that, or that was the end of the interaction?
I think I think you humored me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember right. But I was like, oh yeah. But that's rude. It is rude. You don't approach someone when they're eating.
No, but
But this is before I was.
yeah, but normally like I don't get approached by any females that are fans of MMA and stuff like that. So I joke around, but then I still like give them a picture or whatever
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then I was joking with you then.
All right.
Nice
Kind of.
save.
No, I was.
Her one interaction, legendary UFC female fighter, and your one interaction with her is, hey, don't bother me.
I was obviously joking. That's what I do.
Well, this is what he does. He does have a unique sense of comedy. So I think that
Yeah.
it's good that you would understand that, though. That's nice.
It's not for everybody.
How old were you?
Oh,
Do you
I
remember?
was young. Like I said, I was barely in strike force. I think I was fighting. Maybe I was fighting on the card because it was in Oklahoma, Tulsa. Does that
Yeah.
sound right?
Yeah.
Freestyle cage fighting.
I don't know what I was doing there. I'm going to Tulsa actually Sunday for J.R. Harris that I coached on
You
the
must have
Ultimate
been the
Fighter.
special guest.
Probably.
was fighting
I do
there
so
and I
much
was like-
shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no way you're remembering that. Huh?
No way.
You and Papa
Well, you
was up
talking
there.
over? You talking over 15 years ago? No way. I remember that.
No.
No way.
I did
It's-
though.
it's
So
a-
I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
Just pissed them off.
Nah, I was obviously.
That's how he'd be at the OC Fair. You ever seen him at the OC Fair?
No,
He'd be-
she-
same thing. People
no.
would be coming up to him.
Not
He
true.
don't like it.
I'm the nicest guy.
He wore boots and a mask, and then he's wondering why everybody's asking who he is. I'm like, bro, you're walking around the OC Fair with, 3-inch platform, Timberland boots on and a mask. You
What
look
kind
like
of mask?
like a Freddy Krueger mask, like some crazy
It was
ski
a
mask.
Jason mask.
Yeah, like I'm like, you can't do that at the OC Fair. Of course, everybody coming up to you, and then he howls every time.
No,
someone
that's not
sees him.
true. That's
Like, they all know who he is. You know what I mean? That's not true.
No, that part's not true. But I did wear a mask that time because I didn't feel like taking pictures. But then the mask got sweaty, so I was like, "Fuck!" I had to take it off.
I want to jump this off into some MMA talk real quick. A lot of the people in our Jaxxon podcast Discord, we've been asking them questions. We'll leak to them the guests that are coming on. And over the course of the last 2 years, the podcast has this amazing Discord community, and they ask tons of questions, and we kind of filter through it, and then we'll ask the questions on the podcast. One of the most questions we got asked was, did you take off time because you had kids, or did you take off time because you didn't want to fight anymore? What was the real reason why you took off time and then came back to fighting?
I was done. I didn't want to fight anymore at all. No more. So I was retired. I was never coming back. I was for sure about that until I wasn't. Then 4 years later, I was 9 months pregnant. I was like, I want to fight again.
While you was pregnant?
While I was pregnant. Yeah, I was very pregnant, and I was like, I want to fight again. But you know what it was? I was living in Singapore. I was actually working for One Championship, and then remember the whole pandemic happened around that time. And I think the fact that the whole world shut down, there was no sports on TV, the fights were done. I don't know, something about it made me miss it in a different way and reevaluate, right? We were all stuck at home inside our own heads, trying to figure it all out. And I think for me, it was doing a little soul searching. I think I actually do want to fight again. And that was...
It's interesting though, because a lot of people also don't know that you were working with One, right? You were the VP of One.
Yeah.
What were you doing with them? Day-to-day operations, helping
bunch
fighters?
of random stuff. Yeah, a lot of fighter relations. I was doing interviews. I was, finding fighters, finding talent, training on the team, all the stuff.
And they moved you to Singapore for that?
Yeah.
Did you like
Singapore. I did. I liked Singapore, but I didn't like it during the pandemic. It sucked because it's so small. And then over there, they got... When the pandemic hit, because it's a benevolent dictatorship, so it's just a totally different, it's kind of like an optical illusion. It looks all cool and chill, but it's really not. And they divided the country, which is already the size of my pinky nail, into 4 quadrants, and you could not leave your quadrant unless you had a medical reason, because they had all these little ambassadors that run around, basically just little tattletales. And they would stop you and check your papers, and you had to have your mask on. It's here in America, we take that shit for granted. We could just go and do things and not, it's just too many people to monitor it. Over there, they were on it. So I remember being very, really pregnant, and they'd be like, "You put your mask on." I was like, I can't breathe. Like, I already have a space thief in here. Like, my lungs are like half capacity. You want me to put a mask on? It's 80% humidity and like 90 degrees outside. And I was like, I'm gonna die, But that's how it was. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. So as soon as my son was 3 months old, like as soon as he was cleared to fly, I was like, gone. I'm out.
I hated that damn mask. I hated it, man.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people talked about that. That was a whole debate on its own. But living there, were you like a part of the day-to-day operations of the whole event as well? Like the events they were throwing?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It just, I think they lean on me a lot for insight of like, how to do it right with the fighters, because a lot of times like, what about interviewing them right before they walk out? And I'm like, hell no, you can't do that. You can't do that, but they're just, they don't know. There are a bunch of people over there that's just like, they want to get the best content. It's like, no, but there's lines. You can't do that. Fighters in the mindset, So I felt like my job was kind of to protect a lot of the fighters and communicate between the departments, the do's and don'ts.
Wow. What's going on with them right now? We hear a lot about their Amazon deal. We see a lot of fighters leaving. I have no idea, but some things don't sound very good. That's kind of what I'm gathering. Johnny, my fiance, he's signed to one championship, but I mean, he hasn't fought in years and he'd like to fight again, but they just don't. I don't know. It's a lot of fighters are not happy in their contracts right now or are out of their contracts over a bunch of legal litigation and things like that. So who's also the kid from Sacramento, he was part of it for a long time. TJ would know who I'm talking about. Can't think about him. He's like ripped. It was like Kendall. Come on, what's his name?
I'm sure Bear.
Sage Northcutt.
There we go.
But I knew you guys. I knew you guys knew it. As soon as he said ripped, I knew it. I knew this guy knew it.
Kendall.
I just knew you knew it.
Let her talk, dog. Don't do all this. It's not even lunchtime.
Sorry.
He had not a good parting with the UFC or with one championship too. So I don't even know. I haven't kept the pulse on it very
That's
good.
a crazy name I haven't heard in a long time. He was supposed to be like a prodigy in the UFC.
Yeah.
I feel like they just fed him to the wolves too early. They should have let him build a little bit.
But that's how they do it though. It's very sink or swim in the UFC. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that, but it's like, I like it because it's like either you have it or you don't. And they're going to find out.
Yeah. The UFC is like, they want the best fighters in the world. They want to see who the best is.
And all of us are expendable because there's always someone else in line. So it's like either you make it and you make that big splash and you become a Connor or you become, whoever, or you don't.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Like you would think that someone, even for you, for example, you fought some of the best names, Rhonda, Holly, Amanda, Kat, Raquel, like these names are legendary names, legendary fights. You're a legendary fighter yourself. You would think that the UFC would know like, okay, this is a name that we can't just let go. Like we have to send it off the right way or we have to give the right fights to build those legacy names. So that way the sport lives kind of like forever and there's a nice history to it. But it seems like towards the end of everybody's career,
they always want to make the next star off of you for sure.
It's crazy. Like I remember when they were trying to do the whole Nate Diaz, Hamzat Chimaev fight. I'm like, Nate Diaz is a legend. Why would you want him to fight like one of the best up and coming guys right now in the game? Like, why don't you just give him a nice fight to send him off however he wants?
Because they're always looking for the next boost, It's just business.
Yeah.
I mean, but look at like Paddy Pimblett, for example. You said that, like, think about him for a minute. He's great, but a lot of people thought he wouldn't win. Including myself. You look at the matchups, and you're like, is this too early? Like, this feels like it's kind of, this is dangerous. This is risky because Paddy's got a good name, and you don't want to build him, but they put him with these guys, and you're like, I'm not so sure if this is the right timing. But then Paddy arrives. Paddy shows up, and
he's still undefeated, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Is he undefeated?
I think Paddy's still undefeated, right?
In the UFC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in the UFC.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so that's an example of what they do. Then they test you, and you gotta either pass or you don't.
Yeah, Dana got mad at me one time. We was in an argument.
Only once?
Oh, this one time, I told him, I said, put 2 UFC logos in the cage and let them fight each other and see how many people show up and watch. And he got mad at me. That was like near the end of he didn't fuck with me anymore after I said that to him because we was arguing about something, probably over pay or something.
Yeah.
Over a contract.
That's good. Argue with the guy who pays you and tries to get you fights.
Well, that's the first fight. That's the first fight. People don't know. The first fight is between the fighters and the promoter. We try and get as much money as we can get, and they trying to pay us the least they can pay us.
That's a crazy bar, though. Put 2 UFC logos in a cage and let him fight. That's a crazy bar.
Yeah.
What'd he say to that?
Oh, he was pissed. I don't even remember his comeback. I don't even think he said nothing else to me after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was your relationship with Dana?
Well, I was going to say on that, though, I know Francis Ngannou and Dana, too. Same thing, back and forth, back and forth. But if there's money to be made, they don't make it happen. We had a good argument one time, too. I mean, one time he pissed me off, but he was like, I was arguing. I think I wanted more pay. I wanted something different. He's like, look, you're not Ronda Rousey.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I was like, damn. All right. Well, good. I don't want to be. But still, show me the money, I'm on the other half of that equation.
That's a crazy bar to say to your fighter.
You don't say that. Look, I give Dana his credit when it's doing stuff like that because, he is one of the best promoters, I think.
Yeah.
But still, you don't say that to a fighter. But that's what they do. Pride did that type of shit to me. If you lost a fight and trying to renegotiate, like, oh no, but you lost your fight. Yeah, I'm a fighter. You win some, you lose some. Mm-hmm. It's disrespectful, I feel.
I mean, I feel like your rivalry, what Ronda Rousey helped put women's MMA on the map. It was like the most intense rivalry, as well as like the most intense fights. It showed like women can fight at a high level. I feel like that's something that the public probably never saw, a lot of the ins and outs and the beef behind the scenes. Was there a lot of stuff that maybe the MMA fans didn't really see, or a lot of manufactured content, or was it real beef?
No, it was real beef. And I think the fans saw most of it because most of it happened publicly, I mean, it was all, I think we were tweeting each other back then. I don't know. It was like back and forth, all the things. And so they had follow along in all the drama. But I mean, it's not like her and I were meeting up and planning it out. No, it was like I just genuinely couldn't stand her, Right. I think the things that people didn't see, though, is like on The Ultimate Fighter, there was definitely, because there's, they clip that up so such, and there's only such a small bit of what you would actually see. But, I expected her to be all pissy towards me and everything. And I was like, I'm fine with that because we're going to punch each other in the face at the end of the day. So, I get mine. But what people didn't get to see is like how rude she was to the people behind, like the camera people, the producers, like those kinds of people who she knew that she could be a dickhead to. And she wasn't, it's like the spoiled little girl in the family, the youngest, and she's a girl, and the older brothers just have to deal with all her shit. It was kind of like that kind of attitude, except she was a bully too.
She comes off that way though.
Yeah.
She comes off like she's like that. I've never met her, but
yeah. Well, I mean, she is how she comes off.
Well, Quentin, if you never met her.
I just said she comes off like she's that way. Like I've heard other things too as well. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying she comes, like just her attitude when she fights. I think she lost a lot of fans when she was talking about she can beat up Floyd Mayweather and, other guy fighters. She just comes
Velasquez.
off that. Yeah, she just comes off that way.
She said she could beat up Cain Velasquez.
Well, she didn't say I can beat up Cain Velasquez, but she's like, you can't tell me that I have no chance to win. It's just like if we put us in a fight, like I believe like I could beat him. That's what she said. I believe I could beat him.
You didn't hear all these stuff?
Not Cain Velasquez.
Then but against Floyd Mayweather, she was like, I would. She said she's like, I would beat him in a fight.
Yeah. He don't want to believe that stuff because he had the biggest crush on her. And,
on who?
On Ronda Rousey. And
you crazy.
Listen, I hate to say this.
You crazy
don't shoot the messenger. But he said when y'all fought, he was bricked up.
You crazy. Yo, this guy's out his goddamn mind. Quentin, it's not even 10 a.m., dog.
I'm just going by
what we ain't doing all that. No. You know what you did.
Stand on business now.
You know what you did. You want to stand on business, say what you were saying. Say what you were saying.
I just said.
Say what you said before she came.
He said.
I wasn't going to do this.
He had a big crush on her as well. And you was one of his crushes. Still is, probably. He's just mad at you, engaged and married, had kids. I'm telling you. He said when y'all fought, he was bricked up.
This guy's out of his goddamn mind. Hey, it's good to see Quentin back in action, man. So this is what happens when Q gets some girls on the live stream. Last night he was feeling good.
Shut up.
Yeah. So we've been teasing him for a week. Because he goes on these live streams and he like tries to pick up on chicks, but his game's horrible in public. It's only good when the camera's off. So we told him, yo, just shut off the camera, go pick up the chicks, and then go back to your house and have fun in live stream. And he did that last night. And so now look at it. Look at his smile. Smile. It's okay. Bro, just smile. Look, we're gonna just show Miesha.
No.
Yeah, we are. Real quick.
When I get him with a good one,
No. You didn't get me with a good one. We're gonna show Rampage and his trainer in the pool last night. They was doing freestanding squats together.
No, we didn't. We went
so
to the gym.
Rampage has this live kick stream. Yeah. And he goes on this thing, like 20,000 people watch him live, and he'll just go and try to pick up chicks like at Nordstrom, or he'll go to the local Burger King. This is Rampage at Burger King trying to order a Junior Whopper. And he'll bring all his girlfriends, and then he'll bring his son. So if he can't pull, like his son could have whatever. Look at this is Rampage in Malaysia.
Malaysia.
This is Rampage in Kuala Lumpur. And look at what he be pulling up.
Come on,
He got 2 girls in a Transformer. That's why we call him Optimus Prime.
Stop.
Hey, we got
Wow. Don't stop embarrassing me in front of the legend. Let's move on. It's about her. It's not about me.
Can we move on now?
Not yet.
Are you done or are you finished?
He just mad I told his secret.
Miesha, can we move on now? Yeah, amazing.
Hey, but do you believe me though? What that he said?
Give me some love. No, that's not true.
That he said.
No, that's
I was
not
like,
true.
wait, what are you talking about? You're talking about him?
Yeah, he's out of his mind. Yeah. So listen, one thing I want to ask you though about the beef and the fight with Ronda Rousey. Do you feel that Ronda Rousey was as elite as everybody made her seem to be? I know you guys fought. I know the record, but from someone actually fighting her in the cage, there's so much talk about her and then her career, and we've seen, obviously a lot. But do you feel like her skill, her level was that elite?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially for the time. It was impossible for me to find training partners to mimic her because her judo was so high level and nobody had that would also let me punch them in the face. That was my size. Think about that. Like before her time. You can't compare her era to another era. I mean, it's like for that time, she was like one of a kind. There was just nobody to do that.
She should have trained with Carl Parisian. She should have called him.
She trained with no, Ronda Rousey was training with her in Edmond, right?
With him,
out in
Carl Parisian.
Yeah, in Burbank.
Yeah.
They know each other.
Yeah, they all knew each other from judo.
So she could.
They were judokas.
They were judokas. Yeah.
It was just nobody. And even I tried to train with some guys that did judo, but it was more. She was more finesse. They were a little bit more about muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just hard to find anybody to give me that look or that feel. You know how you have wrestlers out there trying to like, hip toss you or something, but that's just way different when you have someone who's competed in the Olympics, who's, really good at what she does. And I think her timing with everything, the foot sweeps, she knew how to catch you when you were off balance. And so her awareness of that was just next level. So, people go out there and they remember her, for the arm bar, and they want to say she's a one-trick pony, but it's like, how hard it is to just like go out there and at will take someone down and and get a finish within 60 seconds, which is what she was doing repeatedly over and over and over.
Bear's good at that.
It's like, I don't know very many people in the UFC now that can just do that. So, I would say so. I mean, I think her striking left some to be desired, but she worked hard on it and she got better at that too. I mean, she wasn't terrible. But she knocked out Betch Kohea, which is okay. It was Betch Kohea, but even you get him like you could get in a fight with like a bum or street brawl, or you probably knock him out, no problem. But like a lot of people, especially women, it's like we to knock someone out or finish them with striking isn't the most common thing. So I mean, she still did it. Like she did her thing. Like you can't knock it.
Why do you think that is for women? They don't get that many knockouts. Why do you think that is? Because you would think that a woman's chin wouldn't be as strong.
It isn't. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that it's just a power. I still think it's a power thing. I still think overall, which we're able to take more punishment than we are delivering explosively, and I think a lot of women are, grapplers as well. Like we're getting more and more, but like when we first started, it was kind of like, oh, these women didn't know how to stop a takedown. So it's like if you take them down and then they just, you couldn't stop it.
It's such a good point though. I don't think anybody ever talks about when they were like creating the sport and pioneering these like legendary women fights and women coming up in the UFC, there wasn't a lot of complete fighters. So like you talked about this too, when you were coming up in the game, there wasn't a guy you could go to that knew jiu-jitsu and had really good kickboxing. And then you could kind of get a complete look. So it's so crazy to even think about that. I never even put 2 and 2 together to find someone who has really good striking and judo.
I mean, we're at least a decade, if not more, behind men's MMA when women started doing this. So from the evolution of that standpoint, when these elite women start having kids that have elite females like daughters that are doing this sport since at a young age. It's like, that's normal for men. They've been doing that forever. Wrestling's always been a man's sport. Kickboxing has always been a man's sport, but it's like just recently women have started doing this. So, I mean, I even think the evolution over time will produce better females. So, I don't think it's women can produce the power, like they can knock each other out for sure, but it just takes time, I think, to develop that skill set. Most of the women in my generation were not starting that stuff until they were, some of these women didn't even start fighting until they were in their 20s, like not even a day, nothing, zero background. Like Juliana Pena, she walked into the gym because she wanted to lose weight.
That's crazy.
In her 20s, I think she was
crazy.
like right around 20. Never had a day of martial arts training in her life, and now
like a fitness routine turns into an MMA career.
Yeah, so this is how a lot of us kind of found our way into the sport. But this is the next wave. You see a lot more women K-ing each other and knocking each other out. And then you got to remember this too. There's only 3 weight classes, so oftentimes on a full men's card, how many knockouts would you say on an all men's card you would typically expect? There's like 12 fights, right? 13 fights. Like how many of those usually end up in a knockout?
You get like at least 4, 5, right?
Maybe like 2, 3.
I would say like on average, like 2, 3.
3.
Like you pretty much guarantee like 2, 3. You might get 4. If it's a good night, I think it's a good night if you get 4 good knockouts, like
That's
out of a 12 fight card. That's a good fight.
Yeah.
Most of them still end in a decision, and you might get some subs in there, but most do. But it's like all of women's MMA in theory is kind of based off of that one fight we get on that card, because there's so few women. So these men kind of get a lot of more opportunity to go out there, knock each other out. That's the fights you remember, but they had 12 times to do that. And that there's like one women's fight. So it's like, if you fill an entire fight card with women, you probably get about the same amount of knockouts, to be honest. You get 2 or 3. Yeah.
My favorite thing about the women's fight is you guys fight with so much emotion, and a lot of times it makes for a more exciting fight. I love that.
Thanks. Yeah. I think we do. It's got something to prove, Yeah,
I think they have a lot more edge to them because it's like it's them versus the world. They don't have like maybe the full support of the UFC community yet, so they're still trying to prove that. And I feel like they have to deal with that pressure. Where MMA guys, they're just happy to be kind of in the building because they're looked at as like superstars already on the up and up. Like even guys on the Dana White Contender Series, they already feel and look like superstars coming off of one of those fights. So it's like you have women fighting on main cards that don't get that same love. But I feel like now the MMA community, like the last couple of years, has really turned a new kind of like support system for women fighting. It's been crazy.
Like it's changed a lot.
Baby Shark, for example, she's one of our fighters, Tabitha. Yeah. She just fought Amanda Ribas. And she, did a phenomenal fight, won, but she's like loved. Like she, like everybody loves her. It's like a new edge to her. I feel like that's dope. Like you don't see that, or you guys kind of pioneered that, but now we're seeing more of that.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of that back, when I was coming into the UFC and whatnot. It was still hard to understand or make people understand why women would fight. That was like the big question. Like, why would you want to fight? You're a woman. Like, it's like, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I just want to. Yeah. And then, I don't know. It was a different time. And I feel like in a way we were more hungry back then because we did know we had to prove all that. And, Dana was still, anytime a microphone was in front of him, he's like, women will never be in the UFC all the time. So it's like that chip on our shoulder to prove that. And now I feel like it's more accepted. And I don't know if the women fight with quite the same urgency that we did, but because it's like, it's more normal. Like I go into a gym now and I'll see almost just as many little girls on the mat, kids, like in my son's jiu-jitsu class, my daughter's jiu-jitsu class, like you see girls. That's not something that I experienced my whole life. Yeah. Like walking into a wrestling room, it was like, I was the only girl, maybe one other if I was lucky. Now it's like, sometimes we'll have days when there's more women on the mat than men. And I'm like, this is a trip, but now it's normal. So, it takes away a little bit of that hunger sometimes, to get there. It's like women have already arrived. Yeah. So they gotta carry the torch.
Do you find it easier to fight women if you've been training and sparring men and stuff like that, or
I like a combination, but now I train mostly with women because there's enough women. Back then I had to train with men, but I don't fight men, and it's just like a totally different animal. It's like it's like apples and oranges. Like if I shoot in and I try to take my male training partner down, and then they stuff the shot or whatever, for example, I don't know if I justify that on the fact that he's stronger or if the fact that I did it wrong. So it's confusing to me. It was like when I train with a female, like if she stuffs my ass, I'm like, I didn't do that right. It's like there's no reason. Like there's no excuses. I can't make up an excuse.
Bear, how do you feel when you get your ass stuffed?
It's different, Rampage. You know that feeling, when you were showing me. Yeah,
honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know that
you do.
No, honestly,
you do.
Honestly,
because remember when you were trying to stuff, you were trying to show me.
No, honestly, I I had my taking. I've been taking people down and I got stopped before, but I've never had my ass stuffed.
Yeah. No, but remember when you wanted to show me that?
No. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever.
You could have let me.
She comes from an extensive.
You could have let me have that burn. You could have just took that one.
I'm not taking no more from you. You know what I mean? I took it enough. You always trying to stuff me. Always trying to stuff me in the cage in front of everybody. I don't need Rampage stuffing me anymore. You know what I mean? You go stuff yourself. How about that? God damn it. But I mean, like, we recently watched UFC 300 and it was like a spectacle. You headlined UFC 200 and it was like, you know, these legendary fights, legendary career moments. And not a lot of women will have the opportunity to do that because you pioneered kind of the sport with these big names. Like, for example, the Amanda Nunes fight. Like, what was the feeling of that fight with like the impact of women's fighting behind you compared to like other fights you've had? Because I feel like those legendary moments are like what paved the way for women fighting. Like, is it too much pressure? Was it too much pressure?
Well, it certainly was a lot of pressure. And I try to act like it wasn't. You try to compartmentalize it and just be like, no, it doesn't matter, you know. But we weren't originally supposed to headline that card. That all transpired like the week of. Because it was like 3 main events, I think, fell through on that fight card. So it was like, it was supposed to originally be Connor. And then, I don't know, something like a month out. And then it switched. And then what was it? Was it Anderson Silva? And I don't remember, like a couple matchups just kept falling through. And then eventually it was just like, well, we're going to put you guys as the main event. And I was like, oh shit, you know? So it was kind of like, it was a lot of pressure. It was a big moment. And I didn't get to prepare for it, you know? So like I had a whole camp of like, you know, preparation for that. I was like, nope, you're on the spot now.
That was short notice? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I trained for the camp, but I didn't prepare to be the main event. I didn't have that pressure. It was until like the week of that all transpired.
So as an MMA fan, I'm not a fighter, of course. What is the difference in pressure from being like the main event or the main card, you know, on the main card?
Well, I mean, it was not just the main card. It was like UFC 200 with like a special gold mat and like all this crazy stuff. So, you know, I just felt like I had to deliver. And you know, unfortunately, I don't feel like I did. Obviously, you know, Amanda went out there and she got the win and she went on this really dominant run. But, you know, that was the start of the downhill for me. If not even the fight before that, I wasn't what I was, you know, too much mental pressure, too much compartmentalizing forever. Just trying to hold a beach ball under the water. And I was fucked up at that time. I was not in a good place.
How do you come out of that?
I retired after, because I fought her and I lost. And then I thought the only thing that would fix it would be to get in there and get another win. But I went out there and I basically had an out of body experience when I fought Raquel Pennington. I don't remember it at all. Like, wasn't even present. Didn't even want to be in the fight. I remember thinking in the second round, I was like, man, why am I even in here right now? Like, I just want to go home. I don't want to be in here. I don't want to do this. And so it was just on autopilot. And then I retired and I was like, I'm done because I hate the way that I felt in my last few fights and this sucks and I'm out. But it was just like a toxic time for me. I was in a really toxic relationship. We were just going through hard things. And then, you know, I was contemplating like taking my own life. I was like, it got that bad where I was just like, I didn't know how to be anything else than a fighter. And if I was losing, I was a loser. And I lost my belt. And even winning the belt didn't fix shit. It made it worse. I won the belt and I was like, oh, I thought if I win the belt, I'll be happy. And then I realized that whole illusion of getting to the top, and that's, you know, if you get to the top, you'll finally be good. You'll be healthy. And I was like, no, I didn't do the work on myself. And so I had to retire to do that, to actually focus on me.
Can I ask you a personal question? You said you was in a toxic relationship. Was that with a fighter? And were you more popular than him?
Popular? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hating ass motherfucker.
Yep.
Why you say it like that?
Because, you know how some men are, like, you know, the type of man that would be with a woman, but she makes more money than him or something like that, and they feel emasculated. Yeah,
well, and he wanted to act like he was always more important than he was, but he would, like, not fight, so I would fight, so then I would make more money, but then it was just, like, felt like riding coattails. That's what, you know what I mean? It was like, he wouldn't even fight that much. I'm like, he's like, well, you make more money, and, like, I help, I do everything for you, so, like, which is not true. But, you know, it's like, then, you know, you are because of me, you know? Like, I swear to God, now he still thinks I owe him my firstborn. I swear, you know, he just thinks that he made my whole life, which, look, helped me a lot in some ways and taught me a lot of things. And I don't want to, you know, totally take away from, you know, what he did bring. But, you know, I'm my own person. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him, you know, You can't make him drink.
No.
He didn't win the fights for me. Like I went out there and like, where was your ass? Like, what were you doing? You were just chilling, making my life hard. No, unfortunately, I wish. He was actually really talented. He really was, but he was a head case, always puking before fights and just like, so he had a lot of performance anxiety. So he didn't like it. So it was easier for him to justify, well, I'll just support you fighting. I mean, he did fight, but not as often. He always made it difficult on the matchmakers. They hated working with him. Absolutely hated it because he would just, drag his feet on everything and pull out of fights. And yeah,
I know the type.
It was a disaster.
It's crazy though, because like in terms of like dating and relationships in life, a lot of people always have it maybe, miscalculated, saying like, oh, if you do the same thing, then you understand each other's lifestyle and you understand what goes on with it and it's easier. And then a lot of people, it's like a 50-50. Well, if you do that, then it's too much pressure and too much controversy. Yeah. Do you feel like fighters shouldn't date fighters?
Usually it's not. I don't know. I mean, it always happens, so I can't say it doesn't. But I think the only woman I've ever known who was a fighter, and whose partner was not a fighter, who the man was Holly Holm, and her husband was not a fighter. But I hear they had a pretty ugly like separation, but I don't know the details or whatever, But anybody can. Here's the thing though, is that women always end up in that sport or world because like, we're kind of more alpha female. It's like we have to. You can't just date like a regular dude. It's like, like you can't, you know what I mean? Like so unattractive. Yeah. Like, it's like, you mean I could beat you up? I was like, this is not going to work. like honestly, like if I can take your man card, like we can't do this. I'm just saying, like I can't.
That's crazy work.
I can't do it. You have to be able to beat me up. Like if you can't, I want to give you a good run for your money, I want you to, respect me and all, but I don't want to be able to beat you up.
You're excited right now.
Yeah, I'm finna hit up Tracy Cortez and see.
Oh my, that is nuts, dog. That is nuts.
I can beat her up. She need a guy like me.
You ain't beating up Tracy Cortez, dog.
I can beat up Tracy.
Hell no.
I can beat up Tracy Cortez.
She like in the prime of her career.
I can take her.
Last night you was at Sizzler. What do you mean? What are you gonna take? Take her to the all-you-can-eat buffet?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this though: like, how do you think you would have responded? Would you have been able to date a woman who was more successful than you in like the same industry that you do?
Date a woman is the key question.
I only date women.
I know. First start off with that one. You got to be dating a woman.
No. You know what? The thing about me is, please don't take this the wrong way when I say this, but I'm from a different culture, from Memphis, and I was raised by dudes that was a lot older than me, so. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a sugar mama. Hell no, she can make it.
I really thought you were gonna say like I'm not okay with women fighting. I thought you were gonna go there and be no.
I'm okay with her. I'm not sexist.
He loves his girl to beat him up on stream.
No, I'm not sexist at all. I got 2 daughters and 2 sisters. So I'm not sexist at all. But if a woman make more money than me and stuff like that, yeah, go ahead. Just buy me stuff. That's all I. That's all I. Right? Yeah, just take care of me.
What do you want her to buy you?
Lambo. Yeah, Lambo truck, or maybe the Maybach SUV. I got
but you don't feel like it would make you be like, oh, I'm gonna be lazy now, and I'm not gonna lose my. You're still gonna do your thing.
Yeah,
You're just gonna have your drive and make your own money and things like that. I think that's fine too. That's commendable. It's respectable.
Yeah, I like the power couple type of thing. We good. Both. Yeah, it don't matter who makes
that. Most. That's what Johnny and I. That's how we do this. Like,
I love it.
It's so great, and he supports me in so many ways. Like I wouldn't. There's no way. I mean, I have 2 kids. This is insanity right now. That even the fact that I'm still fighting and doing this and trying to be, because I like to take the primary parent role too. I like to be present. I cook my kids 3 meals a day, and I'm crazy about shit. I don't feed them garbage. Like I'm on my shit when it comes to being a mom. So it's hard when I go into training camp and I'm like, I got to be selfish now. You got to put the kids to bed. You got to do this. And he's just like, man, whatever you need to be successful, I got you. But he's successful in his own right. People don't see what he does behind the scenes. He does everything. I'm a very passionate person. So I'm easily distracted. I'm like, squirrel, something shiny. Let's go for this, let's do that. And he's over here trying to be like, okay, cross the T's, dot the I's. Let's make sure that this shit's in writing. And are you getting paid? He does everything. He pays all the taxes, everything that makes everything that I do, even in the world of possible, is just because I have a great man that's making sure that all my shit's taken care of, while he's doing his own things, So it's amazing.
Is he a fighter too?
Yeah, he's a fighter.
Yeah, see, that's important.
Yeah. So he was on The Ultimate Fighter a couple times, 2 seasons, 20 20 and 22 or something like that. Johnny Nunez. So, and then he fights for one. I think he wants to have one more fight, but he's celebrating his 40th birthday.
Wow.
So it's coming up. Yeah. Wow. So I'm like, you sure, babe? But it's like, if he wants to do it,
40 ain't too old, though.
Nah, it's not too old.
Maybe he should just fight somebody closer to his age.
Wonder Boy. I just did a UFC roundtable with Wonder Boy that day, and I think he's the oldest on the UFC roster right now. That's right.
Yeah.
40, 42? Mm-hmm. He still looks exactly the same,
Looks the same, though. Yeah. He's doing something crazy, though. We talked about that when he was...
Yeah. He need to dye his hair, though.
He's got the good genes.
Why?
Because he's out there fighting with gray hair. That's all. He need to dye his hair.
Oh, he needs to dye it?
He needs to dye it. He put on for your age group. He's doing good.
There was like a meme from him in like 2012 and now, and he's like, everything is exactly the same except his hair is like white. Yeah. Because it's shorter now, That's what he says.
He also has good energy, and people that have good energy to that level, you could tell like their stress and living with that, whether he has anxiety or not, it helps you like not age so fast. I've read a lot of books about people that live with like a good inner peace, audiobooks, not actually physically reading. And they say that like inner peace is the best anti-aging process you could have. Like if you're like peaceful, then you get better sleep. Your mind's not always worried. You're not always stressed. You eat better. Digestion's better.
Everything.
And staying off drugs.
Yeah. Don't do drugs.
I
don't think drugs are good.
Speaking
of drugs, Connor's at testing pool today.
I don't even really believe in subscription drugs. I don't know. I get a lot of don't say that. People need their medications, but for the most part, I don't agree.
I'm with you on that.
Tylenol or like antibiotics and stuff. Or like vaccines.
Obviously, and sometimes antibiotics are needed, but I think they're way overprescribed and they make people really sick, and there's no follow-ups and that stuff. Like that destroys your gut. That's like sending an atomic bomb, and that they don't realize that, like Wonder Boy's on like 2 sets of antibiotics right now because his doctor was like, when you get a gash on your leg, you remember that fight when you got that? You just recently you got that big old gash. So he just got the stitches out. And he's like, my doctor said that the moment your bone touches air, it's infected. So he's like, I'm on my 2nd course of antibiotics. And it's like, man, is your doctor telling you how to fix your gut after all that shit? Because that's going to make you sick in the long run. Like it affects your immune system, it affects everything. And the doctors aren't really taught that. They know how to like put you in surgery or prescribe this or make sure you don't get an infection. That's all fine. He probably maybe needs all those antibiotics, but you're going to have some damage done. You got to fix it on the back end,
Yeah, that's crazy. I met this guy the other day, and he said he got diagnosed with diabetes, right? Mm-hmm. And so he went and changed his diet.
He fixed it.
And he fixed it, and he went back to the doctor, and the doctor was like, how you do this? I'm like, he said the doctor had no idea. He wanted to put him on medication for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life, yeah. People don't even realize that type 1 diabetes is, can be reversible.
Yeah.
You just got to change some shit up. You got to get your blood sugar low. We're not supposed to eat all these sugars and carbs and be lazy asses. You don't get your cake and eat it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of antibiotics and testing and drugs, they released
Wait, can I say something really quick though? You know what? I had a tooth infection. This is gonna sound a little boo boo. Hang on with me here. I had like a little tooth thing going on, and it was my back mole. I still have my wisdom teeth, so it was like it was that one, and I chopped up garlic, let it sit out for a couple minutes. Learned this from Dr. Rhonda Patrick on Joe Rogan's podcast. That the microbials go up if you you break the cell wall. Okay, packed my gum with the garlic. Did that all the time. Some major garlic breath. Okay, so I had to do this at the right time, so I'm not like talking to people right after. Rinse with some salt water. Fucking gone.
No way.
Swear to God.
How long did it take you?
Like a week. I did it every day. Maybe like at least once, maybe twice though. But this shit burns because your gums absorb. Mm-hmm. But and then I would just like eat the rest of the garlic. Fine. No antibiotics. I didn't want to take antibiotics. My doctor was like, where do you want me to call it? My dentist was like, where do you want me to call in? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this because Dr. Rhonda Patrick said that she's fixed some shit, even like skin things and like weird stuff. You pack the garlic on there, but it's got antimicrobial properties is what it is. It's natural. All these pills and medications come from plants anyways. That's like that's where it's derived from. And they just take it and they make it a chemical version of it. It's like, so anyways.
Yeah, there's a cure for everything. I feel God made like the fruits and vegetables to do different things. I remember when I was young, my grandmother was still alive. She would go to this guy and he had like a place where he used to make different stuff and
Medicine Man kind of thing. Yeah, tinctures and all the things. Yeah,
and it worked.
And it worked. Well, that's where it all comes from, anyways. It's all how those plants affect our nervous system, and then they just, but they can't patent that.
No.
So they got to make a synthetic version so they can make a lot of money off of it, and that's where it goes.
And it's messing us up.
Yeah, they say one of the best things to get rid of like metal toxins and heavy metals in your body is to put like a onion in a sock and then you sleep with it.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then it like rips everything out of your body because like one of the highest points of heat from your body is your head and your feet.
Yep.
So like I guess it just like pulls out all the heavy metals.
Have you tried that yet?
No, I don't know if I want to sleep with an onion in my bed.
Yeah,
I got a Casper mattress. The thing was so expensive. I ain't trying to destroy it. My whole room gonna smell like onion.
Oh yeah.
I'm good on that.
Sleep outside that day.
Where? On the street?
In your backyard.
I ain't got a backyard. I'm not like you. I ain't rich.
Whatever.
I didn't fight in pride in UFC. I was in the A-team.
I bet you got like heated sidewalks back there.
I can't go stream with 10 girls and go to the library every week and enjoy $2 steaks. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Whatever.
But no, I was saying they said that there was a breaking news that McGregor entered the testing pool, and then I just saw an alert that first test was good. Passed the first one, I guess.
For real?
Yeah, so he's back in the testing pool. I guess he's coming back.
Hey, show your screensaver. He got that McGregor picture on it, the famous McGregor picture as his screensaver.
Right now, you got to do that? Because then if I put my phone up, everybody on the internet going to see it. So, yeah, Rampage, thanks, brother. Appreciate that one. You know what I mean? When I just heard you say, I'm fighting, and you're talking about your man and your life and everything going on. So you're going to continue fighting? You're not officially done? Are you done? Are you still with the UFC?
I'm not officially done. I still have a fight on my contract, but...
one fight?
Yeah, one fight. So I wouldn't fight more than one more time. I'm not looking to re-sign. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not. I think just one more, if that. But I haven't decided for sure. But I might be leaning towards not.
And then what happens with the UFC? You just retire?
Yeah,
and they keep you on a one-fight deal?
Indefinitely.
But then you can't go do like a boxing fight or something like that, right?
You'd have to ask. But I'm not. Me, boxing, for real? Like, I'm not going to go do that.
Are you looking to do any sort of MMA or any combat sports after the UFC?
Maybe some grappling competitions.
Like a CGI or something like that, maybe?
Oh, yeah, or even, under the UFC banner, That's like, they got
UFC BJ Day.
Yeah, there you go. So maybe something like that, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm getting old, It's like this competing stuff's getting hard, so.
But do you still love it?
I mean, I do, but I feel like I'm good. Like I feel fulfilled. I don't know if a lot of people reach that point. I think a lot of fighters get cut off a little too soon. It's like, for me, I've just done everything I wanted. And when I fought Julia Vila, that was the opportunity for me. It was December 2023, and all the things came together. And it's like, I had went back and picked up that little girl that I left in the dust that I lost when I retired. And I was like, I don't even know who the fuck I am anymore. And I got to shake the hand of the woman who was the best version of me inside the octagon. It's like I met her. And it was fucking awesome. And, I basically blew my knee out in that fight. It was two 10-8 rounds, 10-8 round in the third round. And then I finished the fight. And it was like, I was mentally, physically, emotionally, everything was all in line. It was perfect. It doesn't get better than that. And then I blew out 2 ligaments myself in the fight, did it to myself. I had to have reconstructive surgery, and it put me off the mats for like 14 months. Then I get cleared and I take a fight like right away, and I fought Yana, and it just, I thought everything just come back quick, but the timing takes a little bit, You've been off the mat that long. It takes a lot of time, and wasn't good. So, I mean, it was good. It was a good fight, but I didn't win the fight, and I was kind of like, my knee still it just sucks. It still sucks. It's not, and I could deal with the pain, but that's what it is. It's just his pain kind of like gives out. It just not as good as the other one. So physically I have those limitations now that I didn't have before. And it's like, and for what? Like, what else do I have to prove? What do I need to do it for? It's like, I'm good.
Are you interested in commentating or movies, TV shows and stuff like that?
Maybe some movies, but not too much, Hollywood, like I can't dabble too much with that nonsense,
It gets kind of weird over there.
It gets weird, I'm definitely, I'm not a casting couch girl, so that's one thing right there. We're gonna, there's gonna close a lot of doors, right?
You passed that.
I hope so.
Yeah, you passed that.
But I mean, there's just this weird world. Yeah, I'm past the girls, the ones on the
Oh, yeah.
Hey, she's past your live stream, girls.
Yeah. She's fast. No, she already has a name. Look, she already world famous. She already has a name. She shouldn't have to see no casting couch.
Yeah, I agree, but just the way you said it, you're
What? She's past that.
Yeah.
She don't have, like, though. I think the casting couch is a real thing. I really feel like it is a real thing.
Yeah.
But men and women both have to hit the casting couch.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, but
I'm sure.
those are the ones that's desperate and coming
Casting
up.
couch doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, it don't discriminate.
Even for kids, that's the fucked up part. I mean, that's where I don't, I can't fuck with that, and I don't like a lot of the vibe here. Makes me feel like not just in LA. Well, kind of in LA, to be honest. But the Hollywood scene, it just gets. So I'd probably want to do like other things, like independent projects or like B level. Like I'm not trying to be. I don't even want to be a part of that. I don't want to be A-list. I don't want it.
You already are A-list though.
No, I'm not A-list. I'm not like the Jennifer Aniston or nothing like that. That's why I think like she couldn't go nowhere. She can't go. She can't leave her house guaranteed without people paparazzi. I don't want any of that.
Oh that's
I don't want
That's
that.
Rampage's biggest crush.
No,
that's crazy that you name dropped her. That's Rampage's Jennifer Aniston. You always talk about her.
Oh yeah, she's not bad.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, but you get a lot of attention when you go out anywhere.
People still notice me. It's like the perfect blend though. It's like you could still get a lot of great treatment. You go out to a restaurant and you get premium seating. You get taken care of. You get to skip lines. You get free entries at parks. Because like I'm grateful for all that shit. I got kids now. It's like send me to Disney. Great, I'll be like love it. I'll take advantage of it. But I can mostly go without people heckling me or paparazzi following me around. You get recognized, of course. Anywhere you go.
Do you know some of those celebrities they call paparazzi on themselves on purpose though, right?
What do you mean?
There's some of those celebrities.
Oh, because they want to be
Without
act
doubt.
like it's like big.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm not
Without
that
a
person.
doubt.
Yeah.
You probably have way more people. You're tall. You can't. You can't.
Yeah, and especially in Orange County, I just stick out.
Yeah.
I know. He's 6 foot, walks around, everybody knows who he is.
Well, and too, it's like I feel like some days like like you can get all the makeup and the hair and that's great, and then the other day you just look like a Walmart bum and like nobody recognizes
They don't recognize you to do that if you like put your hair up and put some glasses on?
I mean, sometimes they do because obviously they've seen me fight, but if I don't have the braids in and I still look like like I would blend in Walmart fine, then like a lot of people don't recognize me, which is great.
It's like you wearing the
Like
Freddy
you
Krueger
though,
mask.
you can't.
No,
got-
I can't. One Halloween, I was Batman, and I had like movie grade Batman, and all you could see is this right here, and people still knew who the fuck I was. I was like,
And one Halloween, you wore a wolf mask
So
and a big chain.
is that why you went
People still
full
know.
mask when you went to the OC? You said full mask.
Yeah, because they really wanted to
What
go.
about in COVID when you got to cover this though? Is this the part that people?
I think this is the part that people recognize.
You should have loved the mask then.
I hated it because of the breathing.
Yeah. Well, what if you get one of those like fake ones? Like the mesh ones.
Oh yeah.
Then you
yeah.
just
Custom
look,
one.
then you just look kind of sexy though.
Walking
huh?
around with him at the OC fair is like walking around with Michael Jackson. Like the entire
No,
place.
not
Yes,
that
it was
crazy.
that crazy.
No, it wasn't that
Yes,
crazy.
it was. Every single dude wanted to just hang out with him. I was like, God, this is nuts.
But why he said
Yeah.
like
No.
that?
See, I
What,
wouldn't.
dude? I can't
I
compliment you
wouldn't
ever.
get it like that. So that's good. you know?
Yeah.
One time I met Bo Jackson at the airport, and I didn't recognize him because he had the COVID mask on. So a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
They couldn't even recognize him.
You fought absolute killers like Ronda, Nunes, Home. Like out of all these killers you fought, who do you think was like the hardest hitting fighter you went against?
Oh, it's Amanda for sure.
Oh wow.
She hits like a man. The Amanda.
What?
I'm not touching that one.
That's crazy. Right.
I mean that with all respect. She's got the
no,
power of a man.
Damn.
She's
she
that
really
strong,
does.
huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's very strong. She hits hard. But I've never trained with her, and I have one time, with a fight with her, and I would, that's all I can base it off of. But I do know that I had a horrendous weight cut. It was like the worst weight cut. I mean, I cut my hair, like it was bad. And I think I hear when you have bad weight cuts, that you're more likely to get put down or put out,
yeah.
So
100%.
I base it off that. It's not like when she hit me, it was like, you feel like that was like a hard hit. It was like I was just wobbled. Like off of a jab. So I was like, well, she must hit hard, because I'm usually really durable. Like she must hit hard. But I don't know if that's like has something to do with it.
No, 100%. You know why? Because the fluid in your brain and in your head that around your brain. Yeah, when you cut weight, you lose some of that too.
Yeah. Your equilibrium's off, everything.
Yeah, you just lose a lot of that fluid and around your brain, and it's easy to get knocked out. Like a lot of people know that.
Yeah, I remember
I
Mike
struggled
Goldberg.
to make weight. I was late. I was almost late. I barely made weight.
Really?
Yeah, I struggled. Well, I didn't know I had hypothyroidism. I didn't know. So I wasn't really, I was doing everything right and then some, extra. But my weight wasn't coming down. And then also at that time, I didn't know how to cut weight right. Still, it was like the blind leading the blind. We'd just get into scorching hot baths and do it all wrong. Drink distilled water, no electrolytes. Like we just did it wrong. You did it wrong too? Or you?
No, I knew
I
I was a wrestler. I knew how to cut weight, but I did do the baths. I did do the baths. The baths helped me. It's a certain way you got to do it though.
Yeah.
You just jump in the bath, all your trainers with you, do your whole thing.
That probably be your way of cutting weight, but we don't do it like we don't have the training.
I thought you told me that's how you used to do it.
Yeah, okay.
In Japan, you had to lose like 25 pounds in one night. You had to go back and forth from the jacuzzi to the sauna.
From the jacuzzi to the cold water.
Oh, not with the coaches, just by yourself?
By myself.
And how much weight was that?
I lost 27 pounds in 3 hours.
Damn.
That's crazy work.
Yeah, sauna, jacuzzi, cold water. Wait,
all joking aside though, didn't you have hyperthyroid something?
I got misdiagnosed with hyper
or hypo?
Hypo, like where you
The slow one?
where you gain weight.
Yeah, slow hypo.
Yeah, hypo. Yeah, and
explain it though for the audience because you did it one time and everybody kept asking us and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. They put me on some thyroid medicine, and it made me gain weight. I kept gaining weight even though I was training for a fight and stuff, and gain weight. Then I had Coach Cal look at my blood work. He said, "No, there's nothing wrong with your thyroid. You have T3. Something's wrong with my T3, whatever the fuck that is."
Yeah.
And it took me
like a hormone that's in your thyroid. But a lot of people don't realize that your thyroid is only responsible for 20% of the like thyroid hormones. That rest is made in your gut. So the doctors again go and be like, well, the thyroid produces that because that's where they like measure it. I guess that's where they can measure it from. So it's like, well, we'll just give your thyroid some medication and make it work harder and make more of it. But it's like, it's not actually, it's kind of like getting punished for a crime it didn't commit. Really?
Yeah, because your thyroid regulates your metabolism, your heart rate, your temperature of your body. It's like sits right here and it just kind of produces hormones. But then there's a second level to it is your gut. It's crazy though because I got this little thyroid because I was working out really good, losing a lot of weight, just natural cut, and everything was going good.
You used to be heavy?
I used to be huge.
Fat as fuck.
When me and Rampage started the podcast, he was about 350.
I wasn't.
Yes, he was, and I was like 240.
He looked like a butterball. Then he got on steroids.
No.
He got on steroids. He got on peptides. I know everything he's on because I seen the guy come in here. I walked in at the wrong time.
I drank F3 Energy and it got BCAAs.
He's on testosterone. He's on what is it? Macoxmal. He's on that one.
That one's hard to find. That's all natty.
He's on Ozempic.
All natty.
He's on Ozempic. He's on a lot of shit. Yeah.
You really do?
I don't take Ozempic. No.
Okay.
Never have taken Ozempic, but I have dabbled in the peptides just for a natural remedy.
Yeah.
Because I knew it's very holistic.
Peptides are good.
Very holistic. But
I'm
not
fan
hyperthyroid.
of, like the GLP ones and stuff too, though. It's like no, there is no shortcuts in life. There's no shortcuts. I'm sorry, and maybe it works for some people, and that's great. And you can call me an idiot if you want, but if you take it and it does what it the side effects is like you losing your muscle mass. You don't change your diet and lifestyle because you're just expecting the shot to finish it for you. It's like it's not going to work. Then the moment you're off of it, you're going to gain more weight. And I don't know.
Yeah, all joking aside, I think the biggest misconception with peptides is that if you just take shots or take, BPC for recovery or semaglutide for weight loss, that it's done. You just take the shot, it's done. But you have to still work out.
You take BBC for recovery?
Wait, what?
You just said you take BBC for recovery. You just said that live on air.
BPC.
Oh, my bad.
No problem, brother. Anything for you. I know it's early. Normally, we've never filmed the podcast this early.
Yeah, it's early.
So I was surprised.
Thanks for making it happen.
I was surprised he even woke up. Of course, for a legend. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of MMA fighters for women?
Oh, that's a good one. I would say Amanda, Valentina Shevchenko, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and probably Ronda. Yeah, we got to put Ronda up there, She did some amazing shit, so...
And then as we get ready to, wrap this up, and I know you got to get out of here. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming on. Thank you for inspiring a whole new wave of women fighting. And
damn,
are we good?
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
Before you said, did you ever watch Gina Carano?
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, she could be a contender. I think the only problem is like, how long she was in it for. I mean, she definitely changed the game, but she was just like gone all of a sudden. It was kind of quick.
Yeah, she left.
It was
I was
quick.
but I feel like she walked so Ronda Rousey could run. That's how I feel. Because
Yeah, absolutely.
she was in the UFC, right?
Walked so Ronda Rousey could run. Damn, that's a bar.
Yeah, she fought in the UFC, right?
No.
Okay, so it's Strike Force.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I remember she was getting famous, and that's when Dana was saying like, "Oh, we would never have a girl here."
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, she fought like Elena Maxwell, and that was on Strike Force, and then she fought. I think it was pretty quick. She like fought one time against Cyborg and was like, "Fuck that!" It was like the first time women ever headlined an event. It was on TV, and it was a big deal. But then she was gone.
Yeah.
So yes, she did do some amazing things. But then you guys say like Cyborg did amazing things too. Cyborg's still fighting and all that stuff.
She
So it's just like,
loves it. Yeah.
she loves it. So
How did you feel about Ronda Rousey going to WWE, whatever?
I was like, live your life, do your thing. But I mean, I know I don't agree with the way she left MMA. Personally, that's not how I would walk away from the sport. I think she still, to this day, has a lot of bitterness in her heart, thinking that everybody was against her. I was like, dude, they're like, most of these people like loved you. There's like little girls out there and little boys. Like you were inspiring generations of people, and you just kind of gave them the double bird. You didn't, it just felt like that anyways. You didn't care because all she focused on was the fact that, well, the media, these people were mean to me and this, and there was like this hate and, all these people. I was like, man, you're focusing on like such a small part of it, which I don't even know if that's totally accurate. Cause there's a lot of really people were like still loving you, showing up for you, wanting you to like be great. And, and then you just kind of, you choose to focus on, she needs to reframe.
She did get a lot of hate though. She did get, that's the most hate.
Why do you feel that?
I was going to ask her that. She did get I know. I just want to see why I've had my own opinion about it, but I've never seen anybody get that much hate from a loss.
What loss?
Her last fight.
Oh, against Amanda or Holly? Because I was going to say, either one.
Probably
Amanda.
What was her last fight?
Amanda.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Well, she didn't do any media. Like she did nothing. Zero. No fan engagement. Wasn't
she over
so
it
she
though?
Wasn't
that why?
No, she was fighting, and she was just like, I'm not doing any of the things that everybody else does. Like, I'm just going to focus entirely on this fight. And, and so I think because of that, people were like, oh, they really expected, her to perform and be great. And, she refused to do not one single interview during that fight or one single engagement, no open workouts, no nothing. And then she lost like real bad. And so I think that was part of it, right? Is like her approach to that fight and like not talking to the fans, not talking to the media, not doing any of that stuff is kind of like put a lot of expectation on this performance. And so, that's the way that she chose to handle the approach. And I don't knock it too, because I think she realized like I need to be ultra focused. I need to have no excuses and no distractions because her career otherwise has started to get in the way of performing and being the best. But when you do that and then you still go out and lose, you got to expect you're going to get going to get the heat.
Because all this stuff, that's part of it. There's stuff that we forget about that we have to do, like all the media and the interviews.
Everybody has to do it.
I forget that every fight. I forget it every fight. Like, damn, I got to do this.
Every fight, because you're not focusing on that. You're like, I'm ready for this fight. Now I got to go talk to people and be personable and smile and shit and tell them how great my camp was and answer all the same questions over and over.
Oh, my God. I used to hate it in Japan because they used to ask the same question every time. How is your condition? Every time, the first question. Oh, God damn. I used to hate that shit.
What would you say?
I forget what I used to fuck with them all the time. I used to make up different shit all the time. I just got tired of, so I just started playing around with them because they had to translate. And
I
stuff
still
like that.
remember what you with Karen Bryant, man.
Oh,
you remember that?
Oh, yeah. She was the best.
She was the best. Yeah. You were hard on her.
Yeah, one time she, before I got to know her, she kind of like pissed me off in one interview. It was like so close to a fight, and I like to be like very like mentally sound. And she asked me about MMA math one fight, and it kind of pissed me off, like, because the guy I was fighting, I can't remember who I was fighting, but the guy I was fighting had beat somebody that beat me.
Right.
And I was like, why are you asking me that shit right now? MMA math. Like, I'm like, I don't even do fucking regular math. What the fuck are you talking about MMA math? And so I was hard on, but then we become friends.
Yeah, that's good. I like her.
I got one more thing for you. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda. Who do you think wins?
I think Kayla does. Just she's just she's the woman to contend with right now, and Amanda's been off too long. And I know Amanda's like, I'm better now than I was, and I'm just like, bullshit. That's not that. Like, there's and that's, I mean, respect, but that's just how I think of it. You can't be out for that long, and she's not training every day. She looks happy, which is great. She's got 2 beautiful daughters, a beautiful wife. Life is good. She's sleeping on silk sheets, silk pillows. It's like, why is she? You can't tell me she's waking up and training every day, twice a day for the past couple of years. She's been enjoying her life. She's been taking her kids to Disney World and shit. I was like, good for you. I'm happy for her, but she hasn't been putting in the same work that Kayla has, and Kayla's on it right now. She's on her game. So yes, I say Kayla.
That's her name, Kayla. No disrespect to her. Do you think she ever dabbled in the steroids like Bear?
Like Bear.
That's crazy work. I'm staying out of this one.
Look, I don't know. I mean, that's hard. It is.
You don't think about that, huh? Yeah, she looks ripped as fuck.
As a journalist, you should give your opinion first.
Look, there are some people who are just genetic freaks, though. There really is. Like, there are some people
Bear's
out
not
there.
one of them. So we
Look
know
at
he's
you
on
in Pride. All joking aside, everybody says you were on steroids.
Yeah, everybody says that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like you were on steroids.
No, I don't. If you know what people look like on steroids, and you looked at me, you can tell I wasn't on steroids.
But you know what? This is another thing. It's like, I look at her and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, how is that? Is it possible that she's so she has just so much muscle mass? Because I've been working my whole life. I lift people for a living too. But people have looked at me and been like, how is that possible? Because there's other girls that's like a lot softer than me. It's just like they just look soft, or like normal girls is like, I obviously think I look like an athlete, but these girls, they just look normal. It's like, well, they think that I'm on steroids or something, So it's like, I don't know where God draws the line sometimes. Like, maybe he just is like, Kayla, you're going to be the most fucking ripped, amazing, athletically gifted woman ever to walk this planet. And that might be the gift that God gave her. So I can't sit here and say like she was in the Olympics and stuff, right? They test.
They test heavily.
I think with the way
heavy.
the UFC tests and with the way the Olympics test, that's such a great point because no one ever talks about that. If she was, I think she would have already been caught. Right?
Yeah, right.
That's what
at
I
least
think.
at some
I'm just
point,
being honest. And that's my personal opinion.
That's my personal opinion too.
I shows up to my house all the
I bet you
time.
honestly she just naturally runs more with like the like favorable hormones for her for athletic performance. Like she just probably, we all have a spectrum on like how we run on it. She probably just runs real close to, she's just lucky. She's probably God gifted, that woman.
Yeah, like Brock Lesnar's daughter.
What?
Like Frank Mir's daughter.
Oh yeah,
Frank Mir's daughter's a beast. I watched her at UFC BJJ.
Yeah,
she is so nasty at jiu-jitsu.
So
he talked about that when he was here too.
There are definitely women who just have this. There's been maybe a little bit more of the juice than others, like naturally.
Yeah, I want to see her father now. Now you talk about that because I'm into that type of stuff. Seeing people genetics. Mm-hmm. Ever since my oldest son came out albino, that's when I was like, man, God got a crazy sense of humor. He gave me a little white baby. My oldest kid has got blonde hair and blue eyes. Wow. My oldest kid got blonde hair and blue eyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you were upset or
yeah.
My God, dude.
Because people made fun of me. People I raised them here. I was a single parent when I was fighting in Japan, and I raised them here, and I had like Vietnamese roommates, Asian roommates, and when their friends come over, they'd come over and be like, "Why your baby white?" And they'd be like, "Get a DNA test." Every time. I got tired of hearing that. I took him to
Did you go and get a DNA test?
Oh hell yeah! I had to get a DNA test to get custody of him anyway. But honestly, as soon as I saw him, I knew he was mine because he looks just like my little brother. But it was just after hearing that over and over and over, you love your kid, but then you just get tired of hearing it. I took him home to Memphis to visit his grandmother and stuff. Yeah. And the Asian guy sitting next to me, whispering to my son, like, asking, "Do you know this man? Like, I kidnapped him, my son, and everything."
Oh, it's crazy.
So it's just crazy. So after that, I started looking into like genes and everything and stuff. So I'm always
my daughter
interested.
has blue eyes, and Johnny has brown eyes. He's Mexican. Yeah, and exactly. See, that's the look I get from people, sometimes. Yeah. It's like, what? But she has like curly hair and she has light hair. Well, I had light hair as a child too, but
you don't have blue eyes, do you?
No, mine are like hazel. They're like greenish. But here's like bluish green, but she definitely has some blue in there. But it's she's more fair skinned than either one of us. But then Johnny's now I feel like I have to defend myself. Johnny's mom is white, okay? She's
okay.
curly hair and blue eyes. No.
Yeah, that's probably.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I share that too because people will be like, well, because my ex had blue eyes, and you know what I mean. So people were like, but hell no, trust me, that had been done a long time before. Long time.
But it gets
before.
annoying though when people
It
like
does.
question it. Yeah.
Yeah. Faber was always doing that to me. Always like, you sure? And I was like, shut the fuck up.
But,
yeah, I'm sure.
Well, nothing to do with your case, but I just feel like now, since the times we live in, I think as soon as the baby is born, it should be a DNA test. That's my opinion. I'm not about her case.
That's crazy.
I'm serious.
Not for everybody.
Yeah.
All right, you're
It's standard.
I think it should be a standard now. You know why though? No, I'm not going to talk about it. It got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, we know why.
No.
Yeah, because he
Why?
be going out to the club and going home with everything.
Somebody is accusing you. Of
Yeah,
like,
I got a couple of like maybes out there, and I do it. It's not babies, it's maybes, and I do a DNA test, and I got 5. I know all my kids.
Okay.
But I have seen this one girl that I met in Japan that she's working in Guam, and her son kind of looks a lot like me.
But she didn't say it is.
She hadn't said anything, but I knew her when I was fighting in Japan.
Yeah.
And the son is round about like that, kind of like.
So you got a Japanese baby somewhere?
I got 2 Japanese niggas at home now. I
know.
I got 2 Japanese. I was married to a Japanese woman.
All right,
I got 2 Japanese.
we gotta wrap this up. She got a flight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You anything else you want to let everybody else know? Since this is live for the podcast.
I'm a big fan of Miesha Tate.
Yeah, we all are. Congratulations on an amazing career. Everything you've done for women fighting and pioneering the game. I think everybody could say you put on some legendary fights. We're glad you're happy. We're glad you find some peace in your amazing career now. And if there's anything else you guys need, or if there's any links or anything you're promoting, we'll put that in the description. If you have any brands or anything you're popping off
Built
soon.
for Growth podcast. Guys, start in there real quick.
Cool. Yeah. Talk
Built
about
for
it.
Growth. Yeah, well, it's just my podcast is what I'm talking about. It's like every Thursday comes out and we just talk about wellness, mental health, all good stuff. So
What can people?
we dabbled
find?
in a little bit. You find out anywhere you listen to the podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, wherever else.
Amazing. We'll put that description in this bio, so make sure you guys go check that out. We appreciate you coming on. Rampage, congratulations on the DNA test and everything going well for you. Always good to see you out here in good
Don't be
good
putting my
moods.
business on the street.
Oh, yeah, you didn't just talk about it for 30 minutes. Make sure you guys check out the brand new episode of Jaxxon Behind the Brand, all new show showing the camp with Armin and Hamzat, Rampage training, the entire team, everything we got going on over here at Jaxxon Media House. That's on the Jaxxon Behind the Brand show. And we have a brand new page called Jaxxon Media Clips, which you guys can go check out. And it's all the clips from all the best podcasts that we've done. And then we have some other new exciting news coming out with our brand new JX2 dive watch and our new chain. So make sure you guys head over to Jaxxon.com and check it out. I'm Bear Degidio, Rampage Jaxxon, Miesha Tate, and Khalil Roundtree.
Hey, can you think Khalil Browntree will sign that for me?
God, we out. Thanks for watching.